Hi, boys and girls. I wanted to let you know this important safety rule. It's called the always ask first rule. You can see in this picture that this man is standing in front of a house with two young kids in front of him. The always ask first rule is a rule where we want you to always ask your mom and dad first, or whoever takes care of you, before someone takes you somewhere, does a favor for you, you do a favor for someone else. Always ask first before you might spend the night with someone or go over to someone's house. The always ask first rule. So in this picture, this man has gone next door to the two kids who live next door and asked if they wanted to help with a job at his house. They came over because they asked their parents first and helped in the yard. After they were done, the man said, "Come on inside and I'll pay you and for the work that you've done." So the question is this: if they're following the always ask first rule, what should they do before they go in the man's house? Go home and ask their parents. Yes, the always ask first rule will keep you safe. So say, for example, you're in your backyard playing soccer and you kick the ball and it goes over the fence. What should you do? Yes, go in the house and ask your mom and dad if you can go get the ball with them that went over the fence. Let's say you're at the park and a nice lady comes up to you and says, "Look at my bag full of candy. Would you like some?" Or if it's a treat or a stuffed animal, what do? You can always say no, but also you can go and ask the person who took you to the park that's taking care of you. The always ask first rule. When you were back in school and you wanted to go to a friend's house, could you just go home with them after school? No, we're going to ask our family if we can go home with someone else's family before. That way we stay safe. You know what else it helps with? You know, when you're going shopping with mom and dad, say at Target, and you walk into Target and you're a second grader, so you're interested in toys and books and video games, and you run to the video game section. Oh, there's toys, there's video games. But then you realize, I think I lost my mom and dad, right? Because we want to always ask first. That's the always ask first rule. It keeps us safe all the time. Even if grandma and grandpa come over for dinner, and after dinner they say, "Hey, let's go get an ice cream for dessert." Good idea, but what do we do first? You got it. Always ask the person that's taking care of you first so they know where you are. Great idea, right? The always ask first rule. We're going to talk about a whole different kind of personal safety. And I wanted to show you some posters about it, okay? So here's the first one I want to talk about here. Here's a picture of a dad with his boy named Isaiah. What are they doing? Yep, they're in the park and the dad is hugging his son. He has him picked up. He has his arms around him. The dad looks happy. The boy looks happy. They're touching each other. Their faces are close. This kind of a touch you see the dad and his son doing is called a safe touch. Can you say that with me? Safe touch. Excellent job. A safe touch is a touch that makes you feel comfortable and loved, like a hug from your dad or a kiss from your mom, or maybe getting tucked in bed at night, or someone helps you when you're at the play structure, your parent helps you up, or maybe you hold hands to cross the street, you pet your dog. Those are safe touches, all right? A handshake from a friend of your dad's that you know, that's a safe touch. So that's called a safe touch. Can you say it with me one more time? Thank you. Safe touch. All right. Here's another poster I want to show you. And this one is of a girl that is going on the monkey bars. The boy behind her is trying to, push her. Is that a safe touch? No. This one's called a not safe touch. Say that with me, would you? Not safe touch. Good job. A not safe touch is a touch that could hurt someone else. Like if he were to push her and she fell down or hit her head, that would not be safe. Let's think of a not safe touch. Pushing someone off a slide before they're ready. Throwing sand at them in the playground. Pinching, hair pulls, scratching, shoving. Those are all not safe touches. Slapping, punching, not safe touch. So that's a not safe touch. It could hurt someone. If somebody has a hood on their jacket and you pull the hood, what happens to their neck? Oh, chokes them, right? What about if someone has their backpack on to go home? It's on their shoulders. You grab their backpack and pull them. That can hurt their shoulders and they can even fall down, right? So that's a not safe touch. So I've introduced you to this one right here called, yes, safe touch. And this one's called not safe touch. So far you have 2 words for touch. Check out this picture. Here's a picture of a mom and a young boy at the park. And the mom and the young boy go with a whole bunch of moms and a whole bunch of kids to the park every week on a play date. So Cassandra knows her friend's son Ian very well. In this picture, Cassandra walks over to give her friend Ian a hug at the playground. Check out this picture and let me know if you think Ian wants that hug. You probably said no, right? Because you looked at his body language. As you can see in the picture, his arms are crossed. His head's down. He doesn't look very happy, does he? So his body language is probably telling you no, he does not want a hug. This is called a touch you don't want or an unwanted touch, okay? That's an unwanted touch. So if you don't want to be touched, guess what? You get to choose. You're the boss of your own body. And if you don't want someone to touch you any way that you don't like, you should tell them. The best way is with an I statement, okay? So you're going to say, I don't want you to hug me, Cassandra. It's about you. You get to choose. You can say it to anyone about any kind of touch that you don't want, okay? So when I'm on the playground at school and I hear kids touching each other and they don't want it, this is what I hear them say. Stop it. Stop it. Did you hear me say stop it? That's okay. How about don't? I said don't. That's okay too. But how about this one? Listen to how clear this is. I don't want you to touch me. I don't want you to tickle me like that. I don't want you to play with my hair when you sit behind me in the circle. You get to choose. And anyone, a small kid, a teenager, a grown-up, if you don't want someone to touch you in a certain way, you should use your words and start it with an I comment. Really important. And remember, it's your choice. Let me do a couple scenarios. Let's say that your dad wants to wrestle with you. Would you want to wrestle? Kids love wrestling with their moms and dads. All right, let's say that your dad wants to wrestle and you're a 7-year or 8-year-old second grader. And your dad's big and he weighs a lot, probably has a lot of muscles, and you're wrestling with your dad and you're getting tired and you want to stop. What could you say to your dad? Yeah, Dad, I want to stop, right? I need a break. I'm hungry. I'm thirsty. I don't want to wrestle anymore. You get to choose and use a comment that's very clear to the person, all right? What if you had a babysitter come over and she was a teenager and she was really nice and she said to you, guess what? I brought popcorn, I brought a movie, I brought some M&Ms, and when the movie starts, I want you to sit on my lap. But you don't want to sit on their lap. What would you say? I hope you said, I don't want to sit on your lap. Because guess what? You get to choose. If you don't want to sit on her lap, you don't have to. But you have to say, I don't want to. Now, what if you do want to sit on her lap? Can you? Of course you can. If you want to sit on her lap, you should sit on her lap because you get to choose. See, it's your choice on these things. If you want to, you can. If you don't want to, you should say, I don't want to. Let's talk about this. You're at the grocery store with your mom and you walk up and someone sees you that's a stranger to you. I'm a stranger to you. Hi. Oh, you look so cute in your outfit and I really like your hair. I'd like to give you a hug. What could he say? You're right. No thanks. I do not want a hug. Because guess what? You or he get to choose. And also, should a stranger grown up ask you for a hug? Nope. So we don't want to give anyone that's a stranger a hug, right? So you could say, no, thank you, or I don't want a hug. You could even say, you shouldn't ask me for a hug. You're a stranger, right? Because you don't have to have a hug unless you want it, but we don't get hugs from strangers, and strangers shouldn't ask you for a hug, all right? But what if it's your mom's friend and she wants to hug you? You know what you can say? No, thank you. I don't want to be hugged. You get to be the one to choose. So that's called an unwanted touch. So we've learned about 3 kinds of touches. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do the safe and not safe with you, and I'm just going to do a quick little thing where I'm going to ask you, I'm going to give you some words, and I want you to say out loud if you think it's safe or not safe. You can just say it right to the computer. You ready for it? All right. A hug and a kiss from mom and dad. Safe. How about getting tucked in bed at night? Safe. How about a slap? Not safe. How about a big uncomfortable noogie on your head with knuckles? Not safe. How about grandma gives you a gentle hug? Safe. How about you fall on the playground, your friend helps you up, takes you to the office? Safe touch. How about someone pushes you off the play structure? Not safe. How about if someone pulls you down the ground or trips you? Not safe. Okay, here's a tricky one. You go to the doctor's office and you find out you need a shot. Safe or not safe? If you said safe, you're right. So it's a safe touch because even though it hurts and we don't really want it, we need medicine in our body. Here's another tricky one. You get a splinter deep in your finger and someone's got to get that out, a grown up. Safe or not safe? Yep, it's safe because we can't leave a splinter in our finger, so someone's got to get it out, and it happens to be a safe touch. What if you're sitting on a bench next to your friend and they lean over and you think they're going to whisper in your ear, but instead they scream in your ear? Not safe. Good job. So we have safe touch, not safe touch, and the touch that you don't want. And all the touches that you don't want are up to you, because some people love to get tickled. Do you? Some people do. If you don't like to get tickled, you can say, I don't want you to tickle me, because you shouldn't have to have a touch that you don't want. Excellent job. We've gone over 3 kinds of touches today. So next time I see you, we're going to go over a different kind of safety rule. So I'll see you next time, okay?